All right, here I am with Russell Malixi, aka Harry, and underneath he just hasn't cut his hair and it's all bushy and
Yeah, I
stuff
have my
from
quarantine
Corona.
cut.
So he's got his quarantine cut. So Russell, why don't I do a shared screen and I can talk you through maybe either a bullish or bearish trade of kind of like what I would put on, just as a
Okay.
way of modeling maybe poor man's covered calls or poor man's covered puts. Then, like I said, you're welcome to gamble it up or do anything you want on this thing, but I want to teach you a few kind of trades. So let me do a shared screen here, and I am going to bring up my, this is kind of a real account. So let me pull up my paper trader. And have you had a chance to see the leaderboard yet?
Not yet.
All right, I'll bring that up here. So there's my account. It's called Nobody Knows Anything, which is kind of one of my philosophies, is not to try to pick a direction. So
Yeah.
I'm Mo is gambling it up, and you may have seen some huge swings. He went up to first place, and I think now he's back down to last place, and all in 3 days. So, you know, today I'm up $1,200, and we started at 250. I'm at 252, 798. My philosophy is get rich slow.
So how do I go to? Sorry, how do I see my? So I'm logged in.
If you're and if you go to your home screen,
Yeah.
and then you click over on the link that says paper.
Okay, on the
it thing. Should be the only one that's in there, since you probably haven't created any more than one account on your paper.
Yeah. Trade. It doesn't have the name that I saved the other day.
It doesn't?
It just has new portfolio.
Well, have you done anything with it yet?
No.
Okay. If you haven't done any, do you, okay.
So
we can either, we can either, if just click on it, and then you can go in and change the name.
With the little pencil thing?
Yeah, I'll show you. So let me go into my paper trade account, which is Nobody Knows Anything. But if you click up here on settings,
okay.
and then go into portfolio.
Yeah, because I thought that I changed it already.
Okay, well.
Robusto to, Busto to Busto. I don't want to. Okay, and then hit update.
And then you click update.
Okay, so change, success.
Okay. Then you can go up here and click on Nobody or whatever the name is that you called it, and click on it there, up there. And make sure that your balance is $250,000.
Correct.
It is. Okay. So let's go ahead and put on a trade. So up here in the top where it says execute simulated trades,
okay,
you can click on that. And let's just start by me asking you, do you have any ideas of things or that you follow that you might be bullish or bearish on? Okay,
so I've been reading the news, and I see that, I don't know, the idiot Trump, I don't know if you're okay with me calling him an idiot, is doing, that social media stuff. So it's like created some volatility with Facebook and Twitter and all that shit.
Right.
So, you said that, volatility is okay.
Yeah, volatility means you kind of get paid for things. So are you thinking about being bearish on Facebook?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let me look at how it's moved in the last, because I think that they took a little dip, right? Because
they did, and today it's up a little bit. It's trading at 225.66 today.
Okay. So on Tuesday they were 234. Today they're so they're okay. 225 today. 234. So it's dropped a little over $10. And what's that? 5%? A little 4% or something?
Yeah, if you want to look, I can bring up a Facebook screen on our shared screen.
So what is this screen? Is this
This is
Tradediff?
Thinkorswim.
Oh, okay.
This is the Thinkorswim, and I'm just bringing up a chart. We can do kind of here. It's a 1 year. You kind of see the dip that it took, where what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's in the news. This is over a 1 year, and there's a 3 year. So it peaked. It went past its all-time high, and now it's
So is
taking that dip.
That there's Corona, the bottom peak there to the right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the bottom of Corona, and this is kind of the temporary recovery.
Okay.
Some people believe it might be somewhat of a dead cat bounce, or I'm not really as big on chart reading, but
yeah.
I'm more kind of a fundamental guy with just playing the basic math. If anything, I'm a contrarian. I have kind of a belief of what things I'm bullish on and what things I'm bearish on, but deep down it has to do more with kind of some of the fundamentals. But if you want to do something bearish in Facebook, I could at least show you how to do it, or you could pick another underlying.
Underlying meaning?
Something that you're bullish or bearish on. Like
bullish on airlines, bearish, obviously, but I don't know how much of all that stuff is already priced in. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, United Airlines is at $28.13.
Or what about the casinos, like
Spirit
Wynn
Airlines,
and Venetian? They're supposed to reopen in Vegas. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in Macau.
So would you be bullish on them or bearish?
I don't know. See, it's like, I just know my kind of like macro assessment, right? It's like,
okay.
The casino said they're going to open in a week or two in Vegas. So that's good news, that they're able to reopen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that a lot of people are going to go, and the reduced capacity and the reduced earnings are going to have. So that makes me not feel good about them as a business.
It sounds like you've got mixed feelings. And if anything, if you've got mixed feelings, I would choose a neutral strategy. And if you want, I can show you a neutral strategy on any.
Okay, because I feel good about, I feel neutral about Facebook, because the douchebag guy is tweeting about them that he's going to do this legislation, but people are still at home and probably using Facebook as much as they ever have. So
okay, so why don't we put something neutral on in Facebook?
Okay,
and
I would like to be bearish on like car companies like BMW and like luxury car company. Even I guess even like Ford and stuff. It doesn't have to be luxury.
Okay, well, we could put a bearish trade on in Ford. And we could put a neutral trade on in Facebook.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. Well, let me kind of say, in Facebook, my go-to strategy is
so FB.
FB is a strangle, and this at least you will be able to know what a strangle is. And usually, I trade in my real accounts. Kind of closest to a 45-day. In July, it's 49 days to expiration. So my favorite.
So you're looking at the July 17th 49-day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so should I click on that and
well, let me look at it. Let me look at the trade, and then if you like it, you can put it on. How's that?
Okay, but I can click on it, right?
Yeah, you could click on it. Okay. Let's look at the 185, selling the 185 puts, and
185
and the 265 calls.
Okay, 185
puts, you're selling them, and the 265 calls.
Can you go to Tradediff so I can see what?
Yep. Here's Tradediff, and I'm going to put in Facebook, get chain, and then I'll go into July.
Yeah.
And I'll go into the 185 puts. You want to hover over it, so you want to make sure you're selling.
Hover over 185 bid. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And then select it, and then go to your 265 calls. So you want to make sure you're selling.
Okay. So what is it today? Right now?
It's currently trading at
225.85.
Okay. So we're doing the 265 calls. Okay. And
which one did you click on? Bid or ask or?
You want to hover over it and make sure you're selling. So that's always your dummy, which is the bid.
Oh, okay, bid. Okay.
If you hover over the ask, you're buying. See how it's got a little pop-up that says buy, and it's green. If you hover over it,
bid is sell. Okay.
Ask is what people are selling it at. So you're buying it at the ask, and you're selling it at the bid. So we're selling. We're primary sellers of options. That's because we prefer to be the casino rather than the sports bet. So, if you wanted to click over on increase the number of contracts, if you violated it, you get this violation. So it looks like the most it will let us do is 2 contracts.
Okay, so hit plus one time. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can if you like it, you can click on submit. Now, let me bring
another leaf fell off the fig tree.
A leaf fell off the fig tree?
Yeah. Sorry, we have a
fig like tree. I thought it was like gangster speak for, some
options trading?
Some rap song you were developing. I don't know. Can you bust a rhyme with that?
It's the hard knock life here in
with the hat, man. I think you should bust a Mr. Harry. So let me click on this and just analyze this trade for you. And you can do this in toss. So a few things to make sure. Make sure the check mark is on in toss the thing that you want to analyze. We're only doing it for, what was it, 2 or 3 contracts?
2
contracts. So what I can do, you can drag this around so you can view it a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to drag these, and this red hash mark on the green line is your break-even point. So anything to the left of that in terms of price starts to lose money.
Okay.
Anything to the right of this price starts to lose money.
So that's exactly the option. Well, no, it's a little higher and a little lower.
So if I make sure this is today's date, so May 29th, and this expires July 18th. So I'm going to change this date at the top to July 18th. And granted, I know I'm moving kind of fast, but later you could watch the video if you want to see it again. But this trade has an 82.67 probability of profit.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's really good.
If you were
I don't know how much profit.
If you were playing Omaha and you had an 82.69% probability of profit, what would you do?
I'd go to the ATM and get more money and try to put.
Well, you can't buy in the middle of the hand, Russell. I don't know where you've been playing, but if you're in the hand, what would you do?
Yeah, I mean, a pot, repot, whatever.
Pot, repot. You want to run it once or twice, right?
I would run it as many times as I could, 5 times.
Lower your variability. But
I'm always
so your maximum win on this is 546.
Okay.
The reason we're getting such a high probability of profit is we're not buying any insurance. So your risk is unlimited theoretically, but you're your risk is unlimited when you buy a stock.
Well, it's not unlimited, right? It's the amount of the stock price, right?
Well, yeah, but you can't go below zero. You're right. You can't go
Correct,
below
yeah.
zero, but it could go to zero.
So with this, I mean, how much does? Okay, so it's 225, right? So how much would this cost me to buy? Well, I guess we're gonna get to
we've maxed out your the most we could do is 2 contracts here because we're limiting it to 10,000 in buying power for any one underlying.
Okay.
So let me go back into Tradediff and
so I'm basically buying $10,000 worth of or 2 $4,800 contracts.
Well, your margin requirements on these 2 contracts is $7,800. So if this was a real account, they're going to hold.
You see something different than how come 240 call? Because I'm seeing.
Okay, I'm at the 265 call and the 185 put.
Yeah, maybe mine didn't update for the 2. Because I'm seeing my margins, it says 47.87.
Okay, do you have 2 contracts of each?
2. Yeah.
And what does your margin say?
47.87. So like half.
The reason this is because this is a cumulative margin, and I already have some Facebook trades in my account.
Oh, okay. All right.
So if you wanted to, if yours is showing 4, you could bump it up and do, bump it up to 3 and see what your margin says.
Okay. 71.80.
Okay. If you bump it up to 5, or 4, what does it say?
Well, I can't go over 10,000, right?
Right. And you'll get a warning if you do. So just kind of bump it up until you get the violation. And
oh, you know what? I didn't get the warning when I went over. It's not real time or I'm not getting that window.
Okay. Well,
so
stay below 10. What does your margin requirement say now?
95.74.
Okay. Why don't you just go ahead and I'd max it out. You don't have any trades on yet. You have a $250,000 account. Why don't you do 4 and go ahead and click on submit.
Okay.
Okay. So now go and click on your portfolio name at the top.
Okay.
Okay. And why don't we go into settings?
Okay.
And then click on portfolio.
Yep.
Scroll down and create a few groups. Why don't you create one group down here where it says new group? Name it Poor Man's Covered Calls.
Poor Man's Covered Calls.
And then click create.
Okay.
And then create another group called Poor Man's Covered Puts.
Poor Man's Covered Puts.
And then click on create.
Okay.
And then why don't you put in Strangles?
Okay.
And then click on create. So now what I want you to do, you've created 3 groups now. So now
so create another group called Strangles.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Then click on your portfolio at the top where it says no, whatever yours is named.
Okay, so go back. Okay.
Now you should have one trade at the top that says Facebook.
Yes, I do.
Okay, if you right click on that, hover over it and right click on it.
Okay.
And choose move to Strangles.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've created one trade and you've put it into the category of Strangles. Now every day it will update your daily P&L from now on, and it will measure that category of how that category is doing.
Okay.
Okay. So we've now successfully put on one trade. You want to put on another one, or you want to say that's good for today and you can kind of play around with it, or you want to put something else on?
Let's do that that bearish trade on
Ford.
What do you feel? Do you know about Ford, or I mean, do you follow, or?
I'm aware of Ford. I've owned one. Do you mean do I have a? And you're thinking of a bearish trade on Ford. So let's look at it. If I was to set up one of these guys, it would do a poor man's covered put. And
okay, so where do I go to look
now?
at Ford?
But let's first talk about the trade. If I was to set up a bearish trade on Ford, what I would do is I'd buy a $7. I'd buy in the money.
So what's it at now? 5.6.
It's at 566.
Okay.
So it's down almost 3% today. You still want to set up a bearish trade on Ford?
Let's look at Mercedes.
Gosh, I don't even know what Mercedes. I can't even spell it. I don't even know what their symbol is. Do you?
No.
All right, let me Google it then. Mercedes stock symbol. Now, what we're going to start to get into here is something called liquidity. And we don't trade options that don't have a good liquidity. Liquidity is the spread between the bid and the ask. So for the purpose of this video, can we just pick some kind of an underlying that trades a lot?
Yeah.
Because it looks like Daimler, and they trade on some kind of pink sheets. I don't know. It's OTC.
Oh, okay. So no on Mercedes.
Yeah, let's don't do Mercedes. Can we pick something that's?
What about American Airlines?
Okay.
On them.
I is that it? American? I should know this. American Airlines. I see it down there. Is AAL. AAL. Okay. It's currently trading at $10.45. So if you wanted to go bearish on American, you know what I might do is buy the 11 put and sell the 10 put. You know, just gives it's pretty tight, but just gives you a little bit. So let me show you kind of how this is a poor man's covered put. And for example, if I went down here in July and bought the 7 put, I'm going to first do it in toss and show you the risk graph, and then we'll do it in Tradediff, okay?
Okay.
So if we bought the 7, and then we go into June and, 7, what am I talking about? We need to do the 11.
Yeah, that seemed like a really small.
Yeah, buy the 11, and let's do, it's in June. We want to go down in July, buy the 11, and then in June, let's sell the 10.
That's such a small window, though. I mean,
yeah.
What is it at right now? Hold on.
1046. So you prefer to give it more room. See, I like to collect a lot of credit and a lot of premium and give these things small things, but you could widen it out if you wanted to. But
doesn't it? I mean, if it goes outside of that window, isn't that when I lose money?
This is not a neutral trade. This is a bearish trade. Okay. So here's the risk graph on this guy. And I'm going to change this to June 20th. So what happens is it's currently trading at this hash mark.
1047, right?
Yeah. All right. So anything to the right of this is a win. Anything to between this is a win for you.
Yeah.
So it's currently trading here at $10.45.
So even if I'm even if I'm bearish, you're setting this up to, if the stock goes up $1, I'm still winning money. I'm still making money.
It can go to $11.41 before you start losing money.
Okay.
That's the beauty of being the casino, is you don't even have to be right. You just got to have enough occurrences to make money. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to teach you, is because you're swimming with the current, it's taking you towards making money, even if you're potentially wrong. Okay. So what happens is, if all it does is stay at the current price, at expiration, you're going to make $438.
On how much would I in theory have to spend to buy these?
This would take you about $1,250 in buying power.
Okay.
So you could crank up the contracts because it's such a small underlying if you wanted to. This is on 10 contracts. So if it goes to $10 by June 20th, you'll make $641.
Okay, so that I'm bearish on it, so
yeah, and
I'm thinking it's gonna go down. Okay,
you'll think it goes down even more than 10.
Well, I mean,
by
I don't
June.
know.
See what happens.
Just have my macro sentiments, you know.
Yeah. So let's look at the risk graph here. See, now you don't win as much if you're not right, but you make more if you're right.
Yeah.
So kind of what I like to do is put on a lot of trades where I don't have to be right and I still make money. That way you don't have to be right about your direction.
Okay, but on that note, I'm decreasing my variance, but I'm also spending more.
You're not necessarily, you're not spending more. You're just giving, see, if you're right on this one and it goes to 9, you'll make $1,277. But if it stays where it's at, you only make 440. Whereas if we do the 10 and it stays where it's at, so I'm not against it. Going to, I'm sorry, this is I chose the wrong one to change. So let's change. Here's the 9 put. You'd make $1,264. Your probability of profit on this trade is 66%. So I still like it. You're still being the casino. Buying the 11, selling the 9. If you buy the 11 and sell the 10, your profit is, about the same. It's just if you're a little more bullish, you might sell the 9 instead of the 10. So it's up to you. It's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So you pick. Do you want to sell the 9 or the 10? If you're a little more bullish, you might sell the 9. Or bearish. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty bearish, so let's do the 9.
All right. Well, let's go back into Tradediff, and you go execute simulated trade. Then you put AAI. Right?
AAI. Okay.
Wait, is that what it was? AAI?
AAI or AAL?
Okay, AAL. I think you're right. AAL. All right. AAL.
Okay.
Let me confirm. Yes, AAL. So what we're doing is we're buying the 11 put.
July 17th, 49 days?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're selling the
buying
June monthly.
The 11 put, so I do the green 11 put, okay.
And then we're selling the 9.
Okay, so 9.51. Oh, bid 50. Yeah, sell. What? Okay, because you're at how many contracts are you at?
Well, I haven't changed the contracts yet.
I see different numbers.
Okay. Well, I haven't changed the contracts yet. So if you follow me, I'm just putting the trade on. Okay. So we're selling the 9. So now the default, it starts off with 1 contract. If you want to pump up the contracts, click the plus.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm up to 990 because I can do 1,000. Is that right? Or 10,000?
Yeah. So the most you can do, it looks
like. Oh, because you already have them in your portfolio. You already have Ford. That's why your numbers are different. Okay.
My numbers might be slightly different because my account has appreciated.
Oh, bragging, huh?
Yeah. I'm a baller.
All right, so I'm going to buy 51 contracts, and that's 5,000.
Whoa. Have you put on both legs?
Yeah. Because okay, so I have 51, and my margin is a hair over $5,000.
All right, can I stop and let you share your screen because something sounds weird?
Oh, I can't share it on.
Okay, well let's audit this. Did you buy the July 11 put?
Oh, I'm on July 17th.
Yeah, that's what you should have done.
Okay, so how do I delete this out of my? Just hit the X.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So July.
The 11 put at $2.13.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back to the. So I go back to July 17th, 49-day contract. I hit X, so now I'm back where I'm seeing the weekly and monthly.
Right. Go to July 17th.
Okay.
Okay. You're buying.
Can you share your screen again? Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for being patient.
You're welcome. All right, I'm always having to keep my mindset. So we're bearish on American. So we're buying the 11 put in July.
Buy 11 put, okay.
$2.15.
I see $2.13.
Okay, well you did it at, mine's showing $2.13 too, because it's choosing the mid price. And then we're going to June 19th.
Oh, I didn't do this. Okay. June 19th.
Which is the monthly.
Okay.
And we're selling the 9 put.
So go sell
at 51 cents. Hover over that and click it.
That's what I didn't do. I didn't do that second part. I did it in the same month or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So let me review what we're doing so you kind of get an idea of a poor man's covered put. We're buying an in the money further out in time, and we're selling an out of the money closer in time. Now, I know it's a lot to absorb, but you could watch the video again. You could watch an example of it on Tasty Trade if you want. And now you click over here and crank up the number of contracts until.
So my margin on one contract is $161. What I'm seeing.
$161.
Yeah. At 52, 619.
Okay, and you're clicking on the 11, the yellow, and not the one below it. So you don't want to increase the contracts on one leg. You want the contracts to be increasing on both legs.
Yeah, so I still see the margin at 161 for one contract.
And you can't share your screen because you're using your iPad.
Yeah, I mean, if you send me the link, I can join Zoom on my laptop at the same time.
Well, if for some reason the margin for me is showing, and I don't have any other things on, I don't believe on American.
Well, you're at 11, right? So
why don't you just put in, 10 contracts for now.
Okay. We go to 10.
And then click on submit.
Okay, so I'm at 10 contracts, and the margin's a little over $1,600.
Okay, and for some reason I don't know. why it's that cheap, because I don't believe I have any other trades on American. Yes, I do. That's why.
Okay.
So, you know, if you want to crank it up, the number of contracts, feel free to.
Okay, I'm gonna buy 5,000.
Okay.
Okay, so submit.
All right, submit. And I'll check this out. We'll do a stop share right now because I'm going to have breakfast. I don't want to make these videos too long.
Okay.
But you kind of you got to get the idea, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, just learning how to use the software. Actually, you know, doing it firsthand, you know, is very helpful. Obviously.
So now what you can do is you can go in your portfolio, right click on that, and put that trade into poor man's covered puts.
Okay, so right click. Poor man's covered puts. Okay. So I am bearish.
Yeah. And do you have any other things that you might be bullish on?
Bullish at the moment. I don't know. I think I actually got to run in a second. So.
Okay, not quite sure. Well, if you do, now next time we have one, let's put on
sanitizer companies.
Clorox.
Yeah. Johnson or
Clorox may not have great liquidity. Let me just check it. CL, I think, would be the symbol. Maybe not. Okay, I'd have to investigate what's Clorox. Johnson and Johnson companies, vaccine companies.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll think on some stuff that I'm bullish on, and
all right.
Maybe we can do something tomorrow or something. I don't know.
All right. Sounds good, buddy.
Okay.
Well, it's good talking to you.
All right. Thanks, Dale.